then say, well, where are we lacking in canopy and where do we want to prioritize increases in tree cover? And you can do that in ways where you share this information, your percent tree cover, maybe which city council districts have really low tree cover, but a lot of opportunity. So you can share that with decision makers and of course with the public. And on the right is just a couple examples of how one of the tool sets that we use. I mentioned our tree plotter Canopy software. This is just a different tool that ESRI comes out with that you might have seen before, the story maps. So they're a great way to tell a story and integrate visual representations of what you have in terms of green infrastructure with the public. And then, as I think Zach will talk about, there's also ways to use, tree tracking, tree planting, different programs, and how you can engage with the public and have a lot of outreach and education with that kind of a tool set as well. You might also want to integrate this data into various types of plans. So urban forest management plans or master plans is one aspect that Megan's going to talk about. You may have a key performance indicator or some sort of like community rating system. That's pretty common with some of our studies, whether it's LEAD or the STAR program and things like that, where you can look at canopy cover as one of many important metrics in terms of livability, quality of life in our communities. And of course, you might want to establish a canopy goal. That goal could be a no net loss of canopy cover, or it might be an increase in tree cover. And of course, that could get very specific down to neighborhoods or within land use types. One other consideration that I see is, I've been in the industry about 20 years now, and what's been really fascinating to see is the greater awareness of urban forests as critical infrastructure. And so I've seen many climate action plans, green infrastructure plans, like Matt mentioned, the Heat Island study, that are starting to integrate where and how tree cover has tremendous impact on these other initiatives. So stormwater and flooding and water quality and things of that nature. So hopefully all the communities in the region can take this data to that next level, work with their other departments and make them aware of what's available and how to use this. The last item is pretty obvious. We mentioned briefly. So for the last item, you can look at the change in canopy cover over time. So that's what Matt presented earlier. So that might be something that, I guess my point was, if your community's already done their own canopy cover assessment, they could then take this data set and look at change over time. So that's pretty exciting as well.